Hi, this is Dr. Doug Kennedy here. I am a chiropractor and a certified acupuncturist in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about whiplash injuries and most specifically about the prognosis or predictive value of how are you going to recover from your whiplash injury or your car crash accident based on some of your risk factors. So over here on the right side of the screen we see the prognosis sheet, and I do apologize for the quality of the slide. Once again, these are taken from some poster boards from Dr. Art Croft's seminar in the Spinal Research Institute of San Diego. Let's just talk about some of the basic risk factors. And what this means is, what are things that, if we know them to be true, are going to pretty much predict that your car crash will take longer to heal as far as your body injuries go than they would if you didn't have these factors. So if you look at the center of the screen here in the purple, you'll see risk factors for injury or a poor outcome. The most important ones are up at the top. If your head is turned at the time of the accident, or you've had other injuries to your neck or back, or if you've had prior headaches, prior neck pain, if you don't have an adequate head restraint, meaning that the headrest behind your head in your car was not in the right place, it was too low or too high or non-existent, or even if your seat was tilted back far enough so that as you sat up to drive, your head was more than an inch away from that headrest, this is going to give you problems with your whiplash recovery. That goes to the poor position in the car. What if you've got arthritis? Is that going to be a problem? You bet. Advanced age can be a big problem. If you have disc disease in your neck, or if you are wearing a shoulder harness that either doesn't function well or perhaps even functions very well, sometimes a well-functioning harness will actually save your life by pulling hard on your torso or your main body parts, but this causes your head to whip even more. The studies were done over the last 10-20 years, and they're highlighted on the right side of the screen over here. Basically, these are scientific studies that show that these risk factors that we just talked about are true. And I want to quickly describe the general principle going on here. That is, if your neck moves well and you're in a bad accident, especially a rear end accident where your head whips back and forth, you are going to have very sudden acceleration and deceleration of your neck. This happens in about 1/3 of 1 second, and you do not have time to get ready for it or do anything about it unless you're bracing and you see it coming in the rear view mirror. Bracing does seem to be associated with a better outcome, but if you're caught unaware and your head whips back and forth, the movement pattern is going to be determined by what's going on in your neck in general. If you have arthritis, or if your head was turned, or you've had injuries to your neck and it doesn't move smoothly, meaning you don't have pure normal spinal motion, then your whiplash is going to create extra forces at some of the places in your spine. And if we look down here, you can see at the red arrows, excessive motion can cause spraining or sprain injuries of your neck, destabilizing your neck. Think of your neck like a bicycle chain, and if you've got normal movement, all the links of the chain move well. But if you've got arthritis, that means some of your joints don't move well. Look at this arthritis down here. If you've got arthritis and your joints don't move well, some of them are going to move well and others will be kind of stuck or rusty. Well, when you get whiplash, the rusty ones aren't moving very far, but the ones that do move are going to end up taking the extra forces, and this can create a lot more loading or damage to your spine. The other big issue is that if you have arthritis, as you look over here, I'm going to zoom this in for you to see it a little bit better. If you look at this picture over here, these greenish oval areas here show where the nerve root comes out from the spine on an x-ray. And essentially what we're looking at is a little window with a thread-like nerve coming out of that window straight at you. What we're looking at here is the encroachment of the spinal nerve root at a degenerated segment on an x-ray. And essentially, this is a picture of a blown up spine. Here's the head with the person's jaw. They're facing off to the left over here. This is the back of their head. This is their middle spine, and they've got some arthritis in here that's causing some narrowing. If we look at this x-ray, you'll see the bottom and top nerve roots are round circles that are slightly green coming out of a darkish window. But right here we've got this narrow squished window, and the nerve root is trying to get through there, but it's being squashed or squished by the bony arthritis. And this is commonly found in older people or people that have had bad injuries in the past, prior accidents of one sort or the other. But what happens in a whiplash type accident, if you've already got a narrow window where your nerve exits and you get hit and that window gets closed down even more, that poor nerve root is going to get a lot of trauma. And this results in a long-term injury and recovery. Now this particular picture here, once again thank you to Art Croft, this picture here shows some of the places of injury, and I just wanted to bring this to your attention quite quickly, that over here on the left we've got the nerve roots, as we talked about them just a minute ago, coming down into your shoulder. The shoulder can be injured by the seatbelt. It can also have secondary injuries where these nerves get stretched and then the direct nerve control of that shoulder region or the arm is affected because the nerves are now no longer working properly. So that's just a very quick basic run through on some of the prognostic factors or predictive factors that come with a whiplash type accident. I hope that's been helpful. My name is Doug Kennedy. I'm a chiropractor and a certified acupuncturist in Boulder, Colorado, and that's the end of my show. Thank you.